Right here on the south steps of the Mississippi State Capitol, Governor Tate Reeves gave his State of the State speech, setting up the tone for the rest of the legislative session. Republican Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves urged state legislators this week to send him a bill that would reduce the state sales tax on groceries, raise the sales tax on other goods and services, and phase out the state's income tax. The proposal already has cleared the State House in the early days of the 3-month 2025 legislative session. The bill is not yet in the Senate, where lawmakers are expected to consider it in the next few weeks.
This piece of legislation, which was passed by a large bipartisan majority, by the way, shows us a realistic path to eliminate the tax on work in Mississippi once and for all. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who helped get this bill across the finish line in the House.
Reeves' comments came during his 2025 State of the State speech Wednesday evening. He spoke before a joint session of the State House and Senate on the south steps of the state capitol. The speech is a long-time tradition in which governors speak about the state's accomplishments and outline plans for the legislature.
He did mention, I thought transportation was something we need to be aware of. We're eliminating the income tax during our session. We're going down to like 4%.
Reeves spoke about economic development success. He boasted about record-breaking academic successes in Mississippi classrooms, and he also spoke about how other states are cutting taxes. Democrats have a different view.
Well, I think that's a big misnomer because it's not an income tax cut. It's not a tax cut. It's a tax swap. You're taking taxes from one area and putting it on people in another area.
The income tax is more than $2 billion a year in revenue to the state. It's a third of the state budget. They haven't indicated how that money is going to be replaced. So I expect to hear him talk about that tonight, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Blunt and Frazier, though, are in the minority party. Republicans control the House and Senate, and they support taking action on state taxes.
And the governor's push to eliminate tax on labor, tax on your work, where you get taxed when you make the money, you get taxed when you spend the money. I'm all for that.
Governor Tate Reeves has high hopes for Mississippi this year. I'm Turner Brown, reporting for BNN. And for nearly a decade, Bruin News Now has been the main source of campus news. BNN's first ever anchor, Bruin alumnus of 2016, Jojo Catul, can attest to the importance of having a student-run journalism program within your school.
So I'd say, it helps students be able to speak quick on their feet, articulate their words correctly, and, just be good writers and good speakers in general.
BNN's story dates back to January of 2016, when the current English teacher, Mr. Terry Casarino, brought together a group of students to write, produce, host, and edit weekly newscasts. This episode marks the beginning of a year-long celebration of the 10th season and the continued efforts of Bruin News Now students. At the end of the year, celebrations will culminate in a banquet and induction ceremony of a BNN Hall of Fame.
Not a lot of high school student media programs that can actually say that they've had a successful video newscast that's lasted 10 years. And that's pretty important and significant. This program has grown immensely from about 15 students to more than 40.
Throughout my years at BNN, I served as news director for 4 out of the 6 years I was in the class, so that job entailed anchoring, writing scripts, planning the newscast, assigning jobs.
Many graduates attest that the lessons they learned from their time with BNN have helped them excel in their life after high school.
This program was definitely my favorite part of high school, and it set me up very well at Ole Miss. I came to Ole Miss already knowing how to put together packages, do interviews, and was just leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of my peers.
Another Bruin alumnus, Garrett Grove, served as BNN's weatherman, bringing a great sense of humor to the program. He now works as a digital reporter for WJTV 12 News in Jackson.
The education that I received during my time within the program was truly something that has paid dividends, not only since I left high school and even undergrad, but even now.
For nearly a decade, Bruin News Now has been a main source of campus news for students and faculty, as well as winning numerous awards and providing its students with lasting lessons. For BNN, I'm Turner Brown.